First event of the 2023 NXL season, the Sunshine State Major. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Rich Tuff. We're about to jump into this first battle. It's going to be the Brooklyn Bears taking on the MLKings, also in the set level, and our new pro team, Austin Notorious. We're looking at the Brooklyn Bears here, breaking out from the red side of the field, and it looks like they're going to be the first to strike, and maybe two bodies actually, Rich, coming off from this blue side here for the MLKings to start out.
One guy got eliminated and decided to keep playing and took a buddy with him. So
starting out with penalties, so the refs.
Yeah, first point of the game. Not gonna look good, man.
It's kind of
not looking good.
Kind of wondering if the refs are gonna set a precedent, immediately throw a penalty, and they do. Here comes the closing move up the center of the field here from the Bears.
That was sloppy. Got caught by Snake one there looking inside. Yeah. Bears still have 4 players left alive though, Maddie, and I only see 3 MLKing players.
So many good stories out here in the 20 professional teams that are going to be throwing down in the NXL Pro Division this season, and one of them is the Brooklyn Bears. So they were Seattle Thunder last year. It was a merger of the Bears and Thunder. We're calling them the Thunder Bears, but now it's just the Bears, and their starting 5 is the OG starting 5, the original 5 players that got them to this point, but they're going to be getting a penalty from that can, and that's going to really turn the tables potentially here as the MLKings are blasting up on that D side of the field. Yeah, it looks like Peterson just going off over there.
Yeah, who's that skinny guy flying down the Doritos side over there?
Looks like Peterson dropped some LBs.
That went from a 5-on-3, Matty, down to a 2-on-3 the other way. That was a big swing point. The Bears really closed poorly on that point, Matt.
Yeah, that was an excellent job here from, looks like Elias Rodriguez and John Peterson on that D side with Kyle Berry. So those are the 3 players left alive for the MLKings. And, you know, to be honest, though, not a big shocker. Yes, that's a squandered point in a 5-on-3 situation. The Bears cannot be dropping points like that if they want to, you know, prevail here at this event. But those 3 players, John Peterson, Kyle Berry, and Elias Rodriguez, we've seen quite a lot out of the past couple seasons. I mean, they've shown vast improvement. So just a beautiful job here in those 3 bodies to stay alive, stay composed, and make the most of some mistakes that the Bears distributed or exhibited out there here in point number 1.
Yeah, interesting the way the Bears were playing that. I feel like this was going to be a really good field for them, right? Like kind of conservative defensive zone, slowly move up the field. And they certainly didn't play like that at all. They won the breakout and then just ran into the guns.
You know, maybe, and everyone's been there, right?
I have never been there.
No, but you're hyped up for the first point.
Yeah, of course.
You get that kill, you see the penalty, you think, oh,
I'm gone.
This point's over, and then you see the blood in the water, and you just get a little too greedy.
Watch this, Mom. Watch this. I'm gonna go run 3 guys down, make you proud.
Didn't help the penalty as well too. So squandered opportunity.
Let's see how
low body situation win though. Beautiful job from the MLKings. Jumping into the first point here, Columbus level picking up Damian Ryan. Sam Silberg no longer on the squad. He was picked up by Infamous. So many changes in the offseason. But looking for a big year out of Chase Cranmer, who's going to be pushing up. I think he just went through a zone. He ended up getting clipped out of there, though. Yeah. So both teams here dropping a body early. Notorious dropping one early.
Lots of moves being made during the offseason. Level losing a couple guys, picking up a couple guys. Notorious now making their first, real pro season push.
And again, so many cool stories, right? Notorious coming out of the semi-pro division. We're going to have 26 teams down there this year fighting for 1 pro spot. Last year, Notorious had to take second at the second to last event and then win World Cup. They barely made it on by 1 point into the pro division. That's how close it was in semi-pro.
Good to see Damian Ryan playing pro paintball again, crawling up to the center of the field, looking the inside zone for that wedge there.
Number 69, Damian Ryan there on your screen, and he's going to do a little tactical retreat.
Used to be a very dynamic player a few years ago for Infamous.
Yeah, so other than Cranmer, it's still 4 bodies left alive for Columbus level. Chase was the only body to take a walk here for level.
And there goes Damian Ryan. I'm not sure if that was a bounce shot. He got caught in his pack from kind of a weird angle there, Matty. So Notorious now with a 1 body advantage and an advantage on the D side positionally, Matt.
I was down in the pits with the boys from Notorious before the start of their very first pro event, and they looked so cool.
Right? Like,
so cool. It was it was a good vibe down there. They looked they looked intense. Though.
It's a special time playing in your first pro tournament on your team that you kind of built and brought up to that level.
Digging outside now here for Notorious as we're looking at our eye in the sky view. Level moving up on that D side though. Level starting from the red side here. Still kind of on their heels a bit here on the snake side. But Danny Schonauer still in that back spot. But looks like Askren making moves on the D side, getting into D3. So it's a nice bump across, but controlling the center of the field here. Austin Notorious, you can see they have the big brick. They have both big bricks actually. Big brick here in the snake structure, and then that dead center 50, and then also into D3. And they're going to pinch a body out. So Level taking the walk, getting down to the nitty gritty here. I think just 2-3 bodies left alive. I think that back corner bunker's still hot.
I think the corner's hot. The release here on the snake side. Oh, they lost that Drudo guy.
But look at this, though. No one puts a ball on Danny, and Danny's going to go all the way down here on the snake
And he
side
gets 2.
to get a couple, but he did catch one. So I think we're
That
going to
might
have
be everybody, Matt.
Yeah, the chaos set in
There's
there.
5 people walking off the field right now, and
Yeah,
I don't
with
see
the-
anybody playing.
Yeah, I think
But it
that
must be
might
somebody out
do
there
it.
or they would buzz it, right?
Yeah, and
I feel like I'm going to need extra alpha brain in these morning sessions.
yeah, I don't see anybody unless he's still hiding out there. But if all the bodies are dead, I mean, he may still be hiding behind the other side of the brick where we can't see. And our eye in the sky, yeah, man, I don't see a body out there in the chaos. That was a nice move from Danny in the defensive position. He saw that things were not going his way, so tried that desperation run. It definitely worked out, and it might have made it into a no point.
Yeah,
So,
basically,
saved
saved them.
if you're level and you're in a tough position where it's looking like Notorious is going to put that first point on the board, that move from Danny basically saves the point.
They can start over.
It didn't give him the point, but now it's still sitting here 0-0. And I think we're, as always, going to see a decent amount of chaos out here. So now taking the field again, MLKings, big story for them. They're picking up LJ Woodley. So John Woodley making his appearance, all-star MVP caliber player, been bouncing around trying to find a home, different teams throughout the years. MLKings giving him an opportunity to display his skills yet again. So the MLKings on a bit of a rebuild, but picking up Woodley is huge. They still have Carter Donaldson, still got Kyle Berry. I mean, they still have a decent amount of their core group. And John Peterson looked like he was going to retire, but he stuck around. So yeah, they lost Chewy, lost Betancourt, and then Connor Kelly got picked up from Houston Heat. And then they picked up some new bodies. So a little bit of a shakeup there, but still believe in the talent on that team. And then yeah, the Brooklyn Bears, 6th overall last year. And what a great story. They picked up Frank Antetomaso to come back and kind of put that core back together. Frank had lots of opportunities. He's a highly coveted all-star player himself, but decided to, stick with the homegrown boys. And we see them on the screen right here. But down a point, getting things going. So you got Scotty Graham's going to get a spin. You got Sester, Pisconi, and it looks like Altimore. And then there's the MLKings here on your screen. Ooh, Carter, a little sneaky.
Sneaky.
Carter just chilling low, and then it's going to get out. And let's see how much ground he takes.
A long 10 seconds.
Yeah, that is a long 10 seconds. Yeah, so Carter's going to have to redo that little move.
Like, damn it, now they know.
It looked like Woodley was switching up his position, his shooting position in that last second. The off-the-break shots, yeah, so Woodley for the last little second switch up here, see if it produces any kills, and it looks like we're going to have a 5-on-5 break. This could be a little bit of a bloodbath on the break on this field.
Kyle Berry taking the walk out of back center, Matt.
Yes, Kyle Berry. We've also been hearing from the practice sessions, even with only one weekend, that it's the middle players are actually a lot of the players that are getting chopped up off the break.
Yeah, for sure. That's where the control positions are, the attack and the defensive positions are on this field, up on the 30-40 cuts from those wings and the big bricks.
A couple secondary moves right now for the Bears, moving up on the snake side of the field. And they're going to be losing a body out of that center as well, too. So it's a 4-on-4 situation.
And these 4 positions, Matty, that both of these teams have are the kind of positions we're going to see a lot of paintball played from this weekend, in my opinion.
Yeah, Scotty Graham making his move up. Got a body right beside him already, the inside middle structure.
Skinny Peterson making a move out on the drill side for the MLKings.
Yeah, good communication.
Bears get outside as well.
Yeah, good communication here from both squads. Bears better field position here on the snake side and feeling pretty confident, not really taking a lot of pressure. Running referee, though, kind of checking at Frank, and then Frank's going to go right in as he's getting chased by the ref.
Yeah.
No penalty assessed, though, Rich.
3-on-4 advantage now for the Kings, and the Kings have Peterson out on the D side, and there's no one for the Bears on the D side of the field. They can shoot that zone from this side of the field, Matty. It's a blind zone, obviously, but obviously advantage there for the MLKings with one body advantage and a positional advantage on the Drew side. Man, nice morning, huh?
That's a beautiful,
nice
beautiful
morning.
day.
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody at home. Happy New Year. Paintball's back. Let's go. Excited to be here. Little Phil back there. Oh, wow, that was a bad death there from Woodley. That was a real bad death.
Yeah, and they knew it too.
Yep.
Called the code. Good communication from the Brooklyn Bears, and they put a body with that death of Antetomaso, had to filter a body all the way over to the D side and makes it clean.
This field is so tricky, Matty. We're going to see lots of already we've had like 4 points played, and 2 of them, the team that had the advantage lost the advantage, ended up losing the point.
Yeah,
because you just don't know where anybody's at.
Yeah, it's especially on this snake side. The D side's pretty traditional, but the snake side it's chaotic. There's a ton of bunkers over here that block out the zones and the view.
It's non-traditional.
Yeah, very non-traditional. But Sester, Jared, he's in a really good spot right now, and he's been talking it up. He's having a really nice point here with Scotty Graham. They're not feeling any pressure. There's particularly Scotty. Scotty hasn't been shot at in a while. Jared's the one kind of taking, all the paintballs over here, and so but Scotty's trying to figure out where to put his gun to best help out Jared.
Yeah, really good communication. Just trying to figure out where the cross is and how to break that cross.
MLKings, who are playing defensive right now because of this offensive push from the Bears on the snake side.
Bears still with 4, Matty, or only 3?
I think the Bears are down to 3.
Okay, so 3 on 3. Repositioning from Dorito 2, Dorito 1 for the Bears, looking at that cross shot, trying to get some pressure on the snake corner of MLKings.
Yeah, the Bears are trying to get creative to figure out how to break this cross, and had heard from the input from the teams and players trying to talk to them about how this field is going to play, is that it could get a little slow in situations like this because you don't know where all the bodies are. You don't want to go blindly across the zone. And the Bears have been getting creative to try to figure out where the bodies are. I think they know where the bodies are now. It's just trying to get through the cross.
And the vision is so bad that you can call a spot, and by the time the other guy reacts to it, he's in a different position. You don't know. Oh, that's a bad, not a bad death, but a key kill there out of the center bunker. So now it is 3 Bears on 2, back left, and Dorito 1 only. Good communication calls. Peterson, Dorito 1 looking inside.
Jared Sester's having a real solid point out here. He went inside to the middle structure, into the wedge, got across here, into the snake, talked it up. Good communication. Scotty Graham's also been having a...
Scotty's been communicating really well, supporting him.
And I think that's Nick over there on the D side who made that nice move, transition across. And then there goes, looks like Carter Donaldson's going to be taking the walk, and now just one body left alive.
It's a 3-piece.
And it looks like, John Peterson's going to take a couple extra.
Well, when you're a little guy out there, no one cares. They'll just shoot you up.
So the Bears going to get on the board. They squandered that first one. They had a 5-on-3 situation at the very beginning of this game. They threw that point away by making too many mistakes and getting a penalty. And it was Chris Coney over there. So nice job by Nick to make the transition after the death of Anta Tommaso. It was a beautiful point from the Bears. The 3 bodies out there, Sester, Nick, and Scotty Graham, to close out. Great communication. They made no mistakes, and it took them a little bit of time, but able to efficiently put that point on the board. It's now tied up 1-1.
Yeah, they got to have a lot of confidence coming off of that point, right?
That's a good confidence building point. Because after you have that mistake in the first one and you lose a real big high body situation.
Under pressure.
So now they're coming out. It's going to take a little bit of the pressure off and come out confident here with the game tied. Level and Austin Notorious also tied up here for that no point that we saw in the first one with that nice move from Danny Schonauer.
That's why they're starting from the same positions they started from the last point. With the no point, both teams start from the same side. If you score a point, you start again from the opposite side.
So Notorious, again, this is their very first professional game ever, and we got a 5-on-5 break here in point number 2, but still the score is 0-0. And just like Rich was saying, if there's a no point, if all 10 bodies out there die, looks like Danny Schonauer is going to be taking the walk early here for Level, then the teams will start from the same side. So Notorious is on the blue side, Level on the red side, and Notorious going to glide up with, is that Archie?
RBJ, yeah.
Yeah, Archie Barnes Jr., and he's going to come across, playing aggressive here, and then Mark Franz is going to filter in behind him, and looks like Mikhail Kovar is out there as well, too.
Yeah, like Notorious' position here, 2 up on the 30s and 40s on the snake side, looking to cut down the Dorito side cuts. Level does have Damian Ryan in the offensive position up the center of the field. We got to come up with a name for that structure, Matty, because they're going to be playing that a lot.
Yeah, with the wedge?
Yeah, they're going to crawl back and forth between the wedge and the laydown that Damian's in.
I think we just call it the wedge structure.
It's called the wedge structure, I think.
That big, the forward bunker in it is
Listen,
the wedge.
I've decided we're calling it the wedge.
God, you're so smart, Rich.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do without you. So Smith was the one that made the move up into the wedge structure, and then he's going to do a little tactical retreat as Damian Ryan filled that spot in front of him. So
Ooh.
Alex Smith, a.k.a. British, number 6 for Notorious, is in there with Archie Barnes Jr.
Level does get up to the Dorito 3 over there, Matty, but he's staring into the sun, trying to gunfight across the field.
Well, one of the toughest gaps over there to get through is the gap between D2 to D3. We've already seen a couple bodies get shot here in just a few points, trying to catapult without checking off through that zone here this morning. So that's going to be, that's a pretty deadly gap that you have to worry about on that D side. But, you know, talking to the D side players really like this D side. I mean, it's a pretty traditional. Oh, good, nice kill here is
4-on-4.
Just a death out of their bunker for Notorious from that D side.
Notorious has the 2 command positions, which is the tower on the snake side, the cannon on the rear side, and then they have 2 forward offensive positions with the wedge in the middle and then the snake one looking inside. So good position for Notorious. Levels holding back a little bit more. They've got the Aztec in the back, the right can. Damian Ryan getting a little check there. Looks like he's okay. Push to the 40 Dorito now for level, though. That's a big advantage over there.
Yeah, Chase is in a really good spot. He's at that D4 position and ripping a lane inside. Now he's going to check off down the sideline. Doesn't have anyone in front of him with a kill that they got just a few seconds ago. So with that offensive move here now, playing a little bit on their heels from forward positions on the snake side and looking inside with Smith and Barnes here for Notorious. And Michael right behind him.
I'd like to see RBJ switch from defense to offense here, Matty. He's shooting the same cut as the guy in front of him, and he's got no one on the snake corner. Oh, and RBJ gets shot. So if he had gone and done something offensive before he got dinked out, I think he could have easily shot Damian Ryan.
Yeah, this is a beautiful point from Chase. You know, he got shot early in that first point trying to get across and playing aggressive, but he's a hyper-aggressive player. I heard he was slaughtering it and just crushing it in practice. So, and with Sam Silberg going over to Infamous, looks like Chase is going to be Chase is going to be taking the walk though, but Kovar comes off. So it's just Smith out there, I think, here, and he's going to end up getting taken out. So nice point here for level. Yeah, another tough situation for level is that Corwin Weber, who was playing Corwin. Corwin actually blew his
really strong too. That was developing.
Yes. So he blew his ACL out.
Very unhappy to hear that.
Yeah, I was, talking to him yesterday during the practice sessions and heard that he tore his ACL. Snowboarding or skiing a couple weeks ago, and that is potentially a big loss for level. But it's very fortunate that they happened to pick up Damian Ryan when they lost Corwin to injury. They were going to pick up Damian anyway, but Damian's going to be able to fill that 2 second attacker role because Corwin Weber had been getting so good. In my mind, he was becoming an all-star. He was playing that well.
He was standing out in every layout before playing that position the best, right?
Yeah, very few mistakes from Corwin.
Yep.
Always seemed to be in the right position. Stayed close to his ones. Not afraid to get after it on the aggressive tip when things.
If he really cared about paintball, he wouldn't have been snowboarding. Okay, that's on him. I'm pissed at him. We're actually beefing right now.
So on the breakout here, LJ Woodley might have caught one. I think he caught a bouncer, but still alive. Referee went in there to check him out.
No.
And no, actually, he is going to be taking the walk. So early death here for Woodley for the MLKings from the blue side of the field.
A couple early deaths. He's got to tighten that up a little bit. They need him to be a leader out there. 2 big fills there from the Bears. Going to snake 1 and to the wing. Brooklyn. 4-on-5 advantage here for the Bears. So they got penetration on the Dorito side and the snake,
So yeah, it's Graham and Sester again, the 1-2 combo here on the snake side. And so far, Rich, I've liked what we've seen out of these 2 players here for the Bears.
If you like it, I like it.
Well, Sester's been getting into the wedge structure and being creative in there and talking it up quite a bit. And then Graham has also been relentless and creative as well, too, on the snake side.
Well, and they're playing it completely different, right? The Bears are being very proactive. They're getting up into these key front positions, looking to engage with gunfights earlier. The King guys are really kind of sitting back and playing from the back line. Peterson getting eliminated on the D side, trying to push over there. King's down 2 now. 5-on-3 advantage here for the Bears. They have position and bodies.
Kyle Berry with a pretty big fill out on the blue side there on your screen. He just got to that spot, so that's a real good fill with the death of Peterson. And here goes Scotty Graham. He's going to crawl the 50-yard line here, the snake.
You want to talk about it?
No, you can talk about it.
Your attitude? No. The fact that they added a bunker to the field last night?
Oh, yeah. So we could talk a little bit about that a little bit later. But, yeah, there was a bunker for safety reasons added in the brick and the snake to avoid potential collisions.
I thought it was for our safety. I was all for it because I thought it was for our safety, but if it's for the player's safety.
Frank taking the walk.
Wow, he got so much penetration over there. He just needs to get there and camp out a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of an early death there for Frank Antetomaso from that D side.
I really feel like this is going to be a super technical field, Matt, and just get point in, point out, guys getting dinked out of their spots, not even really making big moves, just getting dinked out with a little lack of focus is really going to hurt teams. You've got to be laser focused these whole points.
So now 4 bodies alive here for the Brooklyn Bears. And
again, communication's good. You can tell that these guys have been playing together. You can tell that they've got the field figured out. They know what to do.
Well, just you know,
Executed very well.
absolutely, we're only a few points in, but the pressure that the Bears have put in, they're shooting bodies on the break,
Yep.
they're winning gunfights,
And
they're taking ground,
spots, yeah.
they're taking spots, they're talking it up, they're kind of doing all the stuff you want to see a team doing early in the tournament. And it's definitely going to bode well for them if they can keep it up.
And the Kings are kind of playing defensively and sitting back and letting the other team dictate to them the way the match is going to go, which is what you don't want to see.
Well, they keep losing a body early, and they've been fighting. I mean, obviously this game's close. It's still just 1-1, and we got a decent amount of time left, but not that much time. With these points going to be running a little bit longer here with this layout potentially. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. Kyle Berry is going to take the walk-in shot, trying to get across into that Dorito 3.
I don't think the winning score of a lot of these matches this weekend is going to be like 9-8, 7-6. I think we're going to have some 3-2s.
I agree.
2-1s.
I agree.
Which is great because you'll have a lot more time to talk about stuff.
Yeah,
I'll just sit here and listen.
Well, when the points go long, the schedule is able to be maintained. So,
which is what we appreciate the most.
I don't mind longer points as long as something's going on, and I think that this is the field layout where we're going to see something like that.
There's definitely the potential for it. There's a lot of different ways to win out there.
Just a couple bodies left alive right now for the MLKings. Brooklyn Bears up and on their toes, putting a lot of pressure here on these two bodies who are on the snake side. D side's completely blown open, but they're just being careful. It's full control right now for the Brooklyn Bears.
And it is only a 3-on-2 now, right, Matt?
Yes. But Scotty Graham's going to come down and take out Rodriguez, and that is going to do it here. So the Brooklyn Bears, 2 points in a row. I mean, the Bears through 3 points now have like the better team. They did squander more polished. They squandered that opportunity in the first point, and
their teamwork is really good. Their moves are crisp. They're taking. I feel like they understand how to play this field better than MLKings do. Right? They're going to the key spots, looking at the key zones in the beginning of the game. If those moves are there, they're there. If not, they transition to the middle part of the game very well.
In paintball, you want to be the entity that is exerting your will on your opponents, and that's what the Bears are doing right now. The MLKings, though,
play some counterpunch.
Yeah, they're playing counterpunch paintball. They're playing a little bit more on their heels, and they're a team that does like to put. Typically, you know, the past couple seasons they've gotten good and made some Sundays. At one point, I think they made 4 Sundays in a row, but they were doing it by speeding up the pace of the game, and the Bears are not letting them do that right now. Oh, Level getting kind of chopped up here at the beginning of this one. 2 bodies coming off here for Columbus Level from the blue side, looking real solid right now for Austin Notorious to try to tie this one up. Still 8:45 left to go in this game. Is Notorious gonna flood up the field here with some secondaries, getting into the wedge structure inside and into the snake.
2 attackers over here, snake side. 3 attackers over here, snake side now, Matty. They're trying to win a fast point here. Take advantage of this breakout.
Yeah, they have 50-yard line in the snake. We got Kovar behind him, and then I think another body at the brick, so stacked up with 3 here on the snake side.
That's I think what we're going to see a reoccurring theme is 3 or 4 bodies kind of stacked center snake, and 1 guy kind of in an island in that can on the Dorito side.
Yeah, the D side, there's, again, a lot of the D side players I talk to really like that side, but because it's easy to get bodies lost and it is going to be a bit of a war of attrition on the snake side, you kind of almost have to send another body that way. Looks like it, to speak of the devil, and now Kovar is going to get pinched out here as the back player, as the 2. But they are able to get past the 50-yard line, so Notorious looking good here, center of the field, really putting the pinch on that D side, but did a lot of the work in the beginning, so Level having to play defense right now with Chase stuck at that tower, or at the can.
And that can gets really small, Matt. As soon as he gets pressure from the Dorito side, as soon as his mirror basically wraps, fills outside and starts putting pressure on him, he's dead.
Yeah, Sherman in a really good spot here, past the 50-yard line, going back and forth.
What do we call that, Matt, when we put pressure on one spot from both sides? We call that the 88. And if they'd have been 88ing right now, that guy would already be dead.
Oh, what a great shot here from, who was this?
15.
Oh, it was Anthony Bowles. Anthony Bowles flipped his gun around, and I think he did. Did he just get a shot? I thought I saw something. Yeah, he did. So he got the shot.
He got the shot, but I think his own guy shot him when he fell back.
Oh, okay. Well, it was Bowles right here, 24.
Okay.
He flipped his gun around and shot. Didn't even see the guy. Just shot the gap, which is what you're supposed to do. And he got the kill on Chase, who was trying to push up.
It's such a big gap, man.
But he did. They did lose Sherman. Jared Sherman taking the walk here for Notorious as he was past the 50-yard line. So it's going to be up to Bowles.
Oh.
Bowles spent a little bit of time with X Factor and now moving to Notorious. And definitely an athlete, man. Real fast, real aggressive, and looking pretty good here in this point. It's just him on the snake side as another body coming off for Level. They do have 1 body left alive here for Level, but I think it's a 2-on-1 situation. And then that should do it as Ty Bateman finishing off that last player here for Columbus Level was Askren over there.
Ty looks pretty quick, pretty athletic there.
Yeah. They're talking to Ryan Gray, love that Ryan Gray's been coaching Notorious, help him get that pro spot. Former Texas Storm, former coach of San Antonio X Factor, real bright mind in this game, and talking to him about his players. Hey, who's looking good? Who do you feel is going to have a potential year? And he had good things to say about the whole squad, but he's definitely really he's high on the possibilities for Ty Bateman. He thinks that Ty Bateman really could become a star out here. So, Notorious getting on the board here with Columbus level. Brooklyn Bears taking the field here with a 1-point lead, but even though it's a 1-point lead, it's been mostly the Brooklyn Bears here in this game. MLKings have looked a bit puzzled out here playing defense.
I think they're going to struggle a little bit with the guys that they lost, Matt. I think the guys that they lost were a big part of what made the MLKings get so good so fast, which was that kind of chaotic read and react offense. And if they come out and play on this field and try to just sit back and play defensively because they don't have that chaotic offense anymore, I think they're going to be at disadvantage all weekend.
We'll see. Always fun to watch the first event, see what happened in the offseason and how it's going to affect the play. And right now, it looks like a body here dropping early for the MLKings again, and it's John Peterson going to take the walk shot off the break.
4-on-4, Matty.
Yeah, the Bears losing a body as well, too. 4-on-4, but again, just better field position here for the Bears.
Yeah, it seems like the Bears just have a little bit better understanding of how the field is played. Although MLKings now are getting to key positions and playing much better.
Yeah, great secondaries here. All of a sudden, they're at the 50-yard line here in the snake and also in the wedge structure. It was GJ Sakaguchi who took the walk for the Bears, and then Sester had Sester had no idea that body was in there, and that he'd been playing pretty much flawless so far.
Yeah, he was real loose, and that's the problem. That guy gets in there, and you know he's in there. You can put a lot of pressure on him. He can't really do much. But if he sneaks in there, nobody knows he's in there. Nobody puts pressure on him. He can get a couple kills.
Rodriguez gets across. Woodley. So 3 bodies are stacked up. Actually, it might be 4. Still a body. I don't think he's at the 50 anymore. But MLKings have 3 bodies over here. They have to worry about Scotty Graham for the Bears. Yeah, so it's just Scotty Graham in the snake structure for the Bears. And he's going to do a little tactical retreat because he doesn't have any help over here.
Yeah, I don't hate that as long as you don't get shotgun back. I think at some point we're going to see a lot of traps getting set this weekend. I don't think it's as much from that position as in the center of the field, but that's definitely going to be the next evolution. 3 MLKing players over here on this tape. Do the Kings have anybody on the other tape, Matty? It might have devolved into a 3-on-2 with all the MLKing players being on this side and the Bears having the field split, and that's why it's slowing down here.
Yeah. Unless there's somebody in the back corner bunker, which I'm slightly blocked out from.
I don't see anybody. Yeah, I don't see anybody back there because I don't see a shadow and I can see the front of it.
Well, the MLKings are trying to position over, so but I mean, Kyle tried to get across and he was able to make it to the Aztec, but then he lost his first engagement once he got there. Woodley's going to do a little retreat. He gets to the Aztec. The Bear just got shot from the takeover. They're try to slow the Bears down on that D side. And Scotty Graham is now officially retreated all the way back to the back corner bunker, but did it beautifully. I mean, he was kind of textbook tactical retreats over here for Scotty Graham to put himself in a more defensible position because he was looking at 3 bodies in front of him. Now it's just Rodriguez, as Woodley has had to he's had to push across to try to stop the bleeding over there on the D side.
Is that Woodley or Navarro?
Is it Navarro?
I can't.
That might be.
Usually Woodley.
They're both tall and skinny.
Yeah. Bears now. Oh, Bears with 2 attackers on the Drio side, Matty. They lose 1, so now it's a 2-on-2. It was a 3-on-2 this whole time. Oh, he got both of them. Oh, no, towel. That was a fast towel with 2-on-2 out there.
Yeah, that is interesting. I'm guessing. Yeah, who threw the towel?
Guessing it was the Kings.
I'm guessing it was. Yeah, I'm guessing it was too. But
Charlie
it looked like that. It looked like that point wasn't over yet.
No, it was definitely 2-on-2. And the Kings had finally gotten all the way over to the Drio tape, so it was like a straight-up game.
Yeah, maybe a little too quick on that concession buzzer, if that is indeed what did happen.
20 seconds.
Yeah, it's just going to take a little bit of time for the Kings to find the
new rhythm, right?
Yeah, new rhythm. But, I mean, when you look at the talent, I mean, Woodley is one of the best players in all of paintball when he's on. He's proven that by winning an MVP before and helping teams win tournaments, and that's how you become elite. I mean, if you've proven...
To be fair, though, this sport is a very much what have you done for me lately,
of course.
Right? He's got to come out and prove that he can still play at that level if he's going to have that accolade, right?
You literally talked to him about that yesterday. He seemed very confident and excited about this new opportunity.
I'm excited to watch him.
But I literally said those exact same words. This is
Well, I'd
what have you done?
appreciate if you
What have you
stopped
done for
using
me
my
lately?
lines. 4-on-5 advantage here for Level, Maddie. Level again spreading the back line. Not really getting into those key positions, but neither is Notorious at this point. Now Level releases, goes to that winged bunker. Notorious matches him up. Both players going to the same spot, looking at the same gap inside, trying to shut down the Dorito side. Notorious now releasing from the tower to the laydown brick on the Snake side. He's going to release and go into Snake 1 as well. Also looking inside. Going straight forward to the large brick in the at the 50-yard line. So Notorious having better field position over here. Again, 4-on-5 advantage for Level. They shot the first Notorious player on the Snake side. Notorious with 2 players on the Dorito side, one in both cans. Now from the corner to the Dorito 1, sorry.
Lemon's in a good spot here. He's at that wedge structure, and he's been ripping paint towards that D side to keep him honest over there. Notorious also in the wedge, and they have Kovar at the 50 brick as well too. So a little bit better field position here for Notorious from the blue side, and Kovar looks like he's going to get after it. Kovar's going to come up, he's going to stitch up Lemon, and he's going to stay alive.
Nice.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, that was Michael Kovar.
Thank you, Michael.
Oh, the veteran.
Thank you.
He came up with he helped put X Factor on the map as one of the original guys on that squad years ago, and then had to quasi-retire. Got married, kids, whole deal, job, and now he's back and helped.
Move of the day so far.
Yeah, that
move
was,
of the day so
yeah.
far.
We got there's $1,000 at stake for best move of the prelims, and then $1,500. And Kovar now with the 2-pack. Kovar is just
call it 3.
Oh, Kovar is just a hot knife through butter. Currently here, just dominant. Michael Kovar for Notorious to try to take the lead here against Columbus Level, who on paper, I mean, you got to give Level as the underdog in this one is Notorious. This is their first pro game ever.
Well, they're not playing like,
but a penalty going to be assessed on Kovar. But the 3-for-2 trade is, that's going to be a little bit of knock against best move potentially because he ended up getting a penalty, but that is the best move we've seen so far.
But he did shoot the 3 guys before he got sloppy and got that penalty.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he got shot and then ran 2 other guys down. It is a 2-on-1 now. Notorious and Dorito 2 in the Snake corner. I believe that they don't know that it's a 2-on-1. Level's just got the 1 player in the Dorito corner here. But Notorious is playing like there's someone on the Dorito side of the field. Once they figure out there's not someone on the Dorito side of the field, this should be a pretty quick point for them.
Yeah, it would be frustrating for Notorious if even after that 3-pack and the penalty, but if they couldn't get to the point, that would be a little bit of a tough one. I'm kind of wondering where Kovar caught a ball.
Yeah, it was the corner.
Was
the corner came to the top as he crawled back, yeah.
Danny's been playing. He had that beautiful move to bring it to a no point in the first one, and had a clutch kill on Kovar now too. But it's been interesting because Danny's been doing it from the back corner bunker, which is not typically where Danny Schoenauer shines. But proving his versatility.
Because you lose a lot of your vision when you drop down.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he can play defense too, because he's not just the offensive go smash him in the face guy, because he's been playing some good defense for Level.
What's the score here, Matt?
The score is 1-1 with just 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to go. So it's like we talked about throughout this set, is this field could play. We could see some longer points out here, some lower scoring games.
This is a real tough point for the Level coach too, to be like, I don't want to buzz this. It's 1-1, but guys, if it's a 2-on-1, so if we don't shoot one of these guys, we're at a big disadvantage going into this next round.
Yeah,
next point.
Where is the second body for Notorious?
It's the Dorito 1 and Snake corner.
Oh, Snake corner. There he is. A little blocked out.
He's hiding. And they know that they've got 2, I think, now. So now they're just like, hey, let's just make them towel it, right?
Yeah, you can see Danny is
smart.
So Danny was trying to get creative there on your screen. He backed all the way up to try to get a little bit different angle. But yeah, like you said, really tough situation for the coach, Dowiak. New coach for Level this year.
I can't believe they cut Robbie like that. That was just those guys are ruthless, bro.
Well,
ruthless.
Robbie's got a lot going on with his company, Silver Belly Whiskey, and Dowiak's been with that team for a long time, and he can make all the practices. So I get it. But yeah, that's a tough situation. It was a 1-on-2. It was tied 1-1. Not a lot of time left, but he's gonna have forced to reset here 5-on-5. But now going to be fighting to tie the game up to potentially take it to overtime. Different situation here. It's been mostly Brooklyn Bears. Yes, the MLKings do have that 1 point on the board, but if you're just joining us, it was a 5-on-3 situation that was squandered from the Brooklyn Bears. I really like what we're seeing out of their Snake side with Jared and Scotty Graham. Jared Sester.
Yeah, that's the best 1-2 combination we've seen over here so far.
It looks like Peterson's going to be taking the walk for the MLKings from that D side, and Kyle Berry as well too.
That hurts.
Look, you can't really knock the MLKings for playing hyper aggressive because they need 2 in 2 minutes, and
Yep.
this is not the fastest field.
Nope. They are in, MLKings are in the Bears snake, Maddie. So they did lose 2 people, but they took a bunch of real estate on this side of the field.
Yeah, it's Rodriguez. Rodriguez is, he's a vet. He's been playing for a while now too, and he looked pretty good out here. I know the MLKings still kind of grinding their gears a little bit, but they do have a high-powered offensive team. They're going to be losing Woodley or Navarro, one of the two.
Got the first elimination. Bears dropping 2, Maddie.
That was Navarro.
3-on-2 advantage now for the Bears. Kings have position, but not enough bodies. It looks like the Bears were able to get out to the Drio side. So they got the Drio side, the back center, and the snake corner, Matt.
Yeah, 2 bodies past the 50-yard line here. Snake side for the MLKings. They need to get it going here. Just 1:26 to go. They need 2 just to tie. And then it looks like the Bears going to make the move into D3. That forces a retreat and a move over from the MLKings. And they're just trying to put a lot of pressure here on Rodriguez. And so Frank is going to get that crossfield kill.
3-on-1 now, Maddie.
Yeah, I think they did what they needed to do. Bears going to be looking to seal up this victory here in their first game.
Yeah, and Charlie's probably trying to keep the margin low, so he's not gonna concede the point.
Brackets: Impact Bears, MLKings, Level, and Notorious in bracket C.
I think this is gonna be a very good field for Impact. Bears finishing the point with 3 left alive. Again, MLKings not hitting the buzzer because they want to protect their margin. They want to lose this game with as few points on the scoreboard as possible so they can help themselves go forward in the event.
Bears waiting to get Frank in there to give him a little check before he hit that buzzer.
Frank had a really big game there, getting outside, getting that key kill. Good job, Frank.
Bears look pretty good. I mean, we were talking about how crisp and sharp early on that their snake side looked, but when you get a guy like Frank Antetomaso and he's going to be on the D side, this could be a pretty scary offense if they can continue to keep this up.
Well, and the fact that now the Bears, have done so well last season defensively, and now you add some offense to that lineup, it just makes them that much more dynamic. If they can play offensively and defensively, they're much harder to scout.
Scotty Graham's an offensive guy. The way that Jared's playing, he's looking like an offensive guy. Frank is absolutely an offensive phenom. And then you get GJ Sakaguchi.
Boom.
And the Altimores.
Boom.
Both of them. I mean, that's a
Stop it, Matt.
It's a good team,
it's
man.
An embarrassment of riches, for God's sakes. Here goes Notorious and Level. Level's got to come hard and fast here, right?
Yeah, they got no
They really
choice.
didn't. They haven't looked like they understand how to play this field yet.
How big would it be, though, for Notorious to show up and beat Columbus Level in their very first pro game ever?
100%. Definitely gives them momentum going forward.
Going to be dropping a body here
4
for
on 4,
Notorious, yeah, but also looks like Chase taking the walk for Level. So it is a 4-on-4. Actually, it's going to be a 3-on-4 in favor of Columbus Level, so this bodes well for their chances to try to tie this one up. 2 minutes left to go. They send Schonar, Danny, up into the wedge structure early, and then very quickly Notorious is going to match that and get a body up there as well, too.
Notorious has those 2 key control positions that we talked about, Matt. The tower on the snake side looking inside, the can on the Drio side looking snake side. Those guys cross it up there. They can control the Drio from the snake and the snake from the Drio.
Slight retreat from Sherman.
Level now moving into the 50-yard line.
Sherman's going to get all the way across and go to that D side.
Yeah,
where
that was a
losing
great
bodies.
fill over there.
And then Danny catapults up, and he has to force to take the walk.
3-on-3, Maddie.
Yeah, Level still has Damian Ryan, though, in a good spot. He's at the 50-yard line brick,
Oh,
and he's going to get that kill. Nice job. Nice job, Damian Ryan here, trying to make something happen with a minute and 13 seconds left. Yeah, 2-pack here for Damian, trying to crack this one open, and a body in front of him. Looks like Bull's going to be taking the walk, too. I didn't see if Danny shot him or...
He shot him.
What was that? Hollowell. So, nice little combo.
I've been waiting for Damian to clock in. Nice work, buddy. That was the first kind of big point, and that was a great point to clock in. Secure that victory.
So tie ball game right now with 48 seconds left to go. Austin Notorious and Columbus Level. And it looks like thumbs up from the ref. Point is good. 2-2 is the score. So we will have 2 minutes. Actually, no, there still is a little bit of time left in this other game, but it's been all the Bears, Brooklyn Bears, looking pretty good out here in this first set of the year. And so, yeah, still 30 seconds left on the board. They're going to get some different players to come out to get some spins.
If the Kings are our squad, 30 seconds, the match is, what are we doing here? Our call. What are we doing?
What for the MLKings?
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Margin is huge right now, right? If you're sitting at a -3 with a loss, there's only 30 seconds left.
We play for the top, not to lose.
Yeah, I think that it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. But in this situation, you don't want to extend that, go to a -4, because then that means
you
you're
just
gonna
don't want to lose another point.
Yeah,
right?
because if you lose another point, I mean, that 4-point spread, that's big. Because now you have to go and win a game by +4
Now,
to
see
just to get back to even.
Now, as we say that, the MLKings play with a completely different style and go completely reckless abandon and lose 4 guys on the break.
Yeah, you got to keep one body back there as a safety valve just to burn the time.
But
can't send all 5.
But what's the point? Like you said, right now you should be protecting your margin, right? If you're not going to win the match, the next victory is protecting your margin. I believe Charlie or Kyle made an error there in that call.
It's tough, right? That's always a tough pill.
I don't think it is in this situation.
I know, and I agree with you. That's
This
the
is our first argument this year. This is our first argument this year.
I'm not, but again,
and I've already won.
Here we
so
go. But
you
Rich,
should just stop for the rest of the year.
Yet again, I'm not even trying to argue with you, but you just think that because you're so antagonistic.
I will karate chop right now.
I'm getting the first karate chop of the year.
First karate chop of the year.
Can we get
coming out hot.
Can we get security guard up here, please?
Listen, they're going to have to be some really good security guys based on the fact they have to climb up a ladder to fight me.
Dude, we are in a very
I'm just
defensible
going to be
position.
dumping coffees on them, throwing electronics, screaming.
So yeah, I agree. Again, I'm going to say it like I was trying to tell you. I do agree with you, but my point is that from that mental standpoint of like, let's just go out there and we're going to get this next point. You got to gear.
It's the emotions
down.
and the brain,
yes,
right?
You got to gear down.
Are you making your call with the
point.
heart or with the brain?
Yeah, because now they have a -4 instead of a -3.
And if they get knocked out by 1 point, they're going to be like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. But you're right. It's mentality, right?
Yeah.
What are you more concerned with, the kind of mojo of the team or the scoreboard? Level spreads across the back of the field, looking like they're going to play defensive point, lose their first attacker on the snake side.
Yeah, just 42 seconds left in this one. See, we might be going to an overtime, all tied up and locked up here at 2-2 apiece.
5-on-4 advantage for Notorious as they lose their first attacker. 4-on-4 now.
And that gap over there is becoming nasty.
Yeah,
the gap between
it's the gap of death for sure.
Yeah,
there's the highway of death out there, the gap of death out there. Level attacking Giro side, Matty, with 2 attackers.
Yeah, you have to be very careful getting from D2 to D3.
Notorious dropping another player. Level making a big push down the Giro side of the field. He's going to go through, Matty. He's going to get this point.
Yeah, Askren comes through, and I think he's going to steal it here with just 9 seconds left to go.
Big
Askren,
pimpin'.
We talked about how difficult it was to get through gap 2 from the gap between D2 to D3, but they got the kill inside on the player that was shooting that gap, and Askren read it perfectly. And if no one's putting any pressure on you, just keep going when you have a chance to steal the win, and that's exactly what he just did.
Gap Everest.
Gap Everest?
What do you think? We got to name the gap, right?
I thought we used the
Gap
gap of
Everest.
death. That was the gap of death. Everest.
It's played out. It's played out. Let's just
so descriptive.
We'll smack it around a few times.
Okay.
We'll see what sticks.
We'll see how it rolls off the tongue, a little bit.
Gap of death, Gap Everest.
Well, talking about best moves potentially in the running for the money, that move from Askren to steal the win right there.
It was definitely the most important move so far. I mean, might not have been the best.
Kovar's was
shooting
more,
3 guys,
but he got the penalty. So
listen, that doesn't take away from the skill of him shooting 3 guys.
Yeah, but the result ended up getting a penalty.
The result was definitely different.
So,
man, good paintball already this morning.
Yeah, close match here between Level and Notorious, and I think there was 9 seconds left, and it's a 1-point spread. We might see 9 seconds played out, but more than likely it's going to be Level taking the first win, but a gritty one at that, because Austin Notorious came to play here in their first pro game ever. I mean, for a second it was looking that they might be the team raising their hand and taking the victory, but Matt Askren wasn't having any of that.
Not on his watch. Yeah, and it was a zone control drop, Matty. When they dropped the zone on that side, if you don't have one guy looking the Giro zone and one guy looking the snake zone and they read it, they can go all the way down the field and shoot everybody on the other team.
And that's
super basic.
And what people always ask me, what's the difference between the levels of play, between semi-pro and pro? And we just saw a little glimpse of the difference, because Askren read it so quickly. Once that body drop from Notorious,
the only guy that could stop him.
And no one recognized that enough to put a gun on that D side. And Askren literally just ran all the way down that side. He got another kill and then was able to hit that buzzer. So it's the timing. You just have so little of a window of time to react to what your opponent's doing. And that's really the big difference. It's not the gun skills and it's not the speed or the athleticism as much as the mental chess match that's going down out here.
And a little bit of swagger.
There's definitely a decent amount of swag out here, for sure. So yeah, it looks like they are going to be playing it. I'm guessing, looks like a timeout's being called. I think it's right around 9-10 seconds left here on this one. So yeah, it looks like just 8 seconds actually here, checking the clock. So yeah, it's going to be full send time here for Austin Notorious. And this is a different scenario, right, Rich? Because, okay, that's such little time. It's almost impossible. Yes, we have seen Chad Boucher score, I believe it was a 7-second point.
Mr. 7 seconds.
And we've seen some 9-second points out here. So it's definitely possible, but it is very not likely. It's not probable.
And a lot of times that's layout, the layout specific, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have a huge lane down the center of the field, you can do a 7-second point. If you have to run left and right and dodge and duck, you're not doing it in 7 seconds.
Any zigging and zagging that you
No
have to
zigging,
do
no
is
zagging.
going to take a little bit
That's
of time
right.
off.
100%.
But
We may
still,
never see another 7-second point.
Yeah, we could never see that. I mean, that's incredibly rare in all the years we've been doing this. But we were just talking about the MLKings not wanting to lose by more. This is a different situation because there is so little time. You actually can just full send it.
I
Send all
agree.
5 running up and try to win it.
Yep.
Because more than likely your opponents are going to be getting punched. They're going to have to deal with that, and that's going to burn the time. So, more than likely Level's not going to be able to put a 4th point up. Yeah, and they're not going to send anyone up the field. And here comes the hardcore full field send from Austin Notorious. But it's not going to be enough. Columbus Level going to be taking the victory here. It didn't look pretty, but they got it done.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start, but they ended up kind of finding their way. Yeah. Damien ended up having a couple good starts slow, ended up having a couple key points at the key point in the game, kind of turned the momentum, and they got that strong win. And that first win of the event is so important.
Danny looked pretty crisp fighting out of a back spot.
It was interesting watching him do what he does in the back, what he usually does from the front.
And Damien, this is a field tailor-made for a guy like Damien Ryan, his style of play. He had
creative.
He had a good one out here, so that's a good look with his
good reads.
First tournament with the team.
Yeah.
Chase was pushing aggressive on the D side. He did die a decent amount early and getting shot through the gap, so they're going to have to tighten that up a little bit. Askren behind him was pretty Johnny on the spot. Yeah, so that is going to do it here. We're going to jump into the next set. It's going to be Aftermath taking on Uprising and New York Extreme taking on Energy Elite here. The 2023 NXL Sunshine State Major, and then you can see the rest of the schedule there on your screen, getting things kicked off. First event of the year. I'm Matty Marshall here with Rich Telford on GoSports.com. We'll see you in just a few.